Hello and welcome. Today in this video lecture, we are going to solve Akhan University Examination Board Class 9 Physics Model Paper of 2022. So let's begin with our question number 1. Which of the following instrument quantity is measured by this given instrument? So as we can see, this instrument is uh, physical balance, and with the help of this balance we can measure the mass of any substance. So option A is the right answer. Question number 2, the number of significant figures in this expression. So 4, 3 and 9 are already significant. The 0 is also significant, and these two zeros are the ending zeros. So overall we have total of 6 significant figures in this expression. Option D is the right answer. The mass of the hydrogen is 1.66 exponent minus 27. We have to convert this into microgram. So first of all, we have removed this prefix kilo and we have substituted this with the value 10 raised to the power 3, because in any measurement we cannot use two prefix at the same time. So this expression will become 1.66 10 raised to the power minus 24 gram, and we know that the prefix for the micro is 10 raised to the power 6. So let's break this 10 raised to the power minus 24 into in such a way that 10 raised to the power minus 18 and 10 raised to the power minus 6. So it will become minus 24. So we have done this so that we can replace this 10 raised to the power minus 6 with the micro. So the correct answer will be 1.66 10 raised to the power minus 18 microgram. So the correct answer is option D. A stone is dropped from the top of the building, which is 180-meter high. If the stone hits the ground in 6 seconds, we have to find the final velocity. So stone is dropped. This means initial velocity is 0 and the height of the building h is 180. Time is 6. We have to find the final velocity, and in this case, let's say g is equals to 10 meters per second square. So we have used the first equation of motion under gravity, Vf equals Vi plus Gt. Initial velocity is 0, g is 10 and time is 6. So in this way we can find the final velocity as 60 meters per second. Option C is the right answer. Which set of quantities contains only vectors? So time is a scalar quantity, and density is a scalar quantity, and in option D, pressure is the scalar quantity. So set C contain acceleration, force, displacement and torque. These all four quantities are vector quantities, so option C will become our right answer. Now let's see question number 6. The given picture shows the velocity time graph of for the motion of a body, during which segment the body is not moving. Not moving means that its velocity is 0. So first option is B to C. So as we can see, at region B to C, body is moving with 20 meters per second. From C to D, we can see that at C the velocity is 20 and at D its velocity becomes 40. Then from D to E, we can see that it is moving with constant velocity. So in these three options, body is moving. In 2, where body is moving with constant velocity, and from C to D, body is accelerating. So option D will become our right answer, because at position A, the body must be at rest position. Question number 7. Two forces x and y up x upon an object O. The arrow represents the magnitude and direction of these two forces. Which arrow represents the direction of resultant force? So as we can see, these two forces, force vectors x and y, are joined tail to tail. In such a condition, to find the resultant force when two vectors are joined tail to tail, the resultant is always between these two vectors. So resultant, that is r, equals to x plus y. So the correct answer will be option A. Let's see question number 8. The curved line of the graph shows the motion of the car, the gradient of the slope at 4 seconds. So at 4 seconds, the diagram already contained a dotted line. We have to find the gradient at 4 seconds. So gradient, that is equal to gradient or slope of speed time graph is equals to acceleration, and it is equal to change in y over change in x. So as we can see, change in y at this line, let's say we can take these 2 points. First is this point A and the second is this point B. So the change in these two position A and B is 3 and 9. So change in Y will become 6, and let's say change in X is from 2 to 4. So the change in X is 2 seconds. So the correct answer will become 3 meters per second square. So the gradient or the slope of this graph at 4 seconds is equal to 3 meters per second square. Question number 9. The average velocity from point A to A. So the formula of average velocity is the total distance over total time. We have four different velocities between point A and E. So let's take the average of these four velocities. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 4 is 13. And 13 plus 11 is 24. 24 divided by 4 is equal to 6 meters per seconds. So option C is the right answer. The given table shows the distance covered by a car in four different segments. If the car takes the same interval of time to cover all four segments, then we have to identify the motion of the body. So in the first segment, body has or the car has covered 10 meters, and in second segment the car has covered 10 meters, and in the second segment it has covered 11, then 12, and then 13. So in the same interval of time, as the question states that the all segments are of same time interval. So as we can see, the distance covered by the car in same interval of time is increasing. This means that the car covers more distance in the same time. That means that car is accelerating. That is why it has covered more distance. So correct option is option A. And the reason is that the distance covered by that car in all the intervals is increasing. Next, we have question 11. A ladder 5 meter long leaning against the wall, and it makes the angle of 30 degree with the ground. Let's say this is wall and this is ground. And the ladder is leaning against the wall, making an angle of 30 degree. The ladder reaches the wall at the height of, so we have to find this height, and the sine 30 and cos 30 are given. One more thing, that the ladder is 5 meter long. So let's apply the sine ratio. Sine 30 is equal to perpendicular over hypotenuse. Sine 30 value is 0.866 multiplied by the hypotenuse, that is 5. So the perpendicular will be equals to 0.866 multiplied by 5. So the correct answer will become 4.33 meters. Option A will be the right answer. Hussein pushed the car, but it does not move. What is true about the inertia? Inertia is changing. Inertia of the car is too high. The inertia of Hussein is equals to car. There is no inertia because of no movement. So the correct answer is option B. The person is pushing the car, but the car is not moving. This means that the inertia of the car resists to change in the state of the car. If more force is applied, then it is possible to move the car. But right now, the inertia of car is too high, so that the person cannot move that car. Option B is the right answer. If the string is stretched by two opposite forces, then the tension in the string will be. So we know that, let's say this is a string that is stretched uh, with the 10 Newton of force at each point. So the net force on this string will be zero. But the question says that tension in the string that will be equals to 20 Newton. Option B is the right answer. But if the same question is asked in such a way that question asked about the resultant force, then the answer would become zero. Question number 14. We have to find the centripetal force on a mass zero point 0.8 kg moving in a circle of 40 centimeter with a speed of 2 meter per second. So the formula of force is mv square over r. Mass is zero point 0.8. Velocity square will become 2 square, and the r will be equals to 0.4 converted into meters. So zero point 0.4 and zero point 0.8 will be cancelled out. We will get 2 times 2 square, that is 8 newtons. Option D will be the right answer. If a bullet of mass 20 gram is fired from a gun of 5 kilogram with a velocity of 10 meter per second, then what is the recoil of the gun? So the recoil of the gun will be equals to momentum of the gun divided by the mass of the gun. So this is the formula for the recoil of the gun. That recoil of the gun is equals to momentum of the bullet divided by mass of the gun. So mass of bullet is 20 gram, that will be divided by 1000, so it will become 0.02. Velocity is 100, and the mass of the gun is 5. So let's simplify this. 5 1 is 5, and 5 20s are 100. So in this way, the correct answer will be equals to 0.4 meters per second. If the bullet is moving in the forward direction, then the recoil of the gun will be in the opposite direction. That can be represented with the help of negative sign. So option B will become the right answer. Two masses are attached to the end of the inextensible string that passes over a frictionless pulley. If its tension when both masses are moving vertically will be equals to. So this is the first case of the dynamics in which two masses are attached with the help of string. So the formula of tension is equal to 2 m1 m2 g divided by m1 plus m2. So let's apply this formula and find the value of tension. So in this way, this expression will be equals to 70.77. Option B is the right answer. If the frictionless pulley capped on a horizontal table connects to block of 4 kg and 5 kg, what is the acceleration of 5 kilogram mass? So formula for the acceleration in this case is equals to m1g divided by m1 plus m2. So in this question, we don't know that which mass is on the table and which mass is on moving vertically. So we can assume that 4 kilogram mass is on the table and 5 kg mass is hanging vertically. So let's say this 5 kg mass is m1. If we substitute the values, 5 multiplied by 10 divided by m1 plus m2, 4 plus 5. So the result will be 5.44 meters per second square. So the correct answer will be option A. Question number 18. George has a weight of 500 Newton, which is half of his father weight. His father and his uncle sitting on a seesaw. If both George and father on the right end of the seesaw 5 meter from the pivot and the uncle weight is same as his father, where should George uncle sit in order to achieve a state of balance? So this is the diagram as I have drawn here. The George and his father are on the right side. The George weight is 500 and his father weighs 1000 Newton. And they both are sitting on a seesaw 5 meter from the pivot. And his uncle is of same weight as his father, which means the uncle's weight is 1000 Newton. And we have to find the distance from the uh, pivot. So as we can see, to balance this rod seesaw, the uncle should sit on the left hand side. It's mean these two options are incorrect. So force multiplied by distance on the left side will be equals to force multiplied by distance on the right hand side. So left hand side force is 1000 and the distance is x. Right side force is 1500 and the distance is 5. So to find x, 1500 multiplied by 5 divided by 1000. So these two zeros and two zeros will be cancelled out. 5 1 is 5, 5 twos are 10. So 15 divided by 2, that is 7.5 meters left to the pivot. So correct answer is option B. Then we have question number 19. The crumble zone of a car saved driving during the collision by increasing the time of impact and decreasing the amount of force. So crumble zone or the airbags that are installed in a car as a safety purpose. So during the collision of a driver with the body of the car, the head of the driver collides with the airbag, and this airbag decreases the time of impact, increases the time of impact and decreases the amount of force. So option D, that increases the time of impact and decreases the force. Option D is the right answer. Question number 20. In if after a slight tilt the body does not return to its previous position, then the then this type of equilibrium is known as unstable equilibrium if the body does not come to its original position. A girl of mass 40 kg wears a heel with an area of 1 centimeter square in contact with the ground. The pressure on the ground, uh, the earth gravitational field is 10 meter per second square. This is the value of G. And this is the mass. So we can find the weight that is equal to mg. So weight of that girl is 400 newtons. The formula of pressure is equal to force acting per unit area. So the force is 400 and the area is 1 centimeter square that we need to convert into meter square. So let's say force is 400 and the area is 1 centimeter square. To convert into meter square, we will divide by 100 and again divided by 100. So overall it will become 1 multiplied by 10 raised to the power minus 4. So the correct answer will be 400 multiplied by 10 raised to the power plus 4. So, so the correct answer will become 40 times 10 raised to the power 5 pascals. So let's say this power is plus 5. We can mark option D as the correct answer. If the density of the air is 1.3 kilograms per cubic meter and the volume of the room is this. So density is equal to mass over volume. Mass is 1.3 kilogram. Sorry, we have to find the mass of the air. So mass will be equal to density multiplied by volume. So density is 1.3 and volume is 8 by 5 by 4. So the correct answer will be 208 kilogram. So option B is the right answer. Question number 23. The system shows is a Pascal system and a downward force of 80 Newton exerted on the piston cage. So we have first force of 80 Newton and its area is 40 centimeters square. What will be the upward force? Let's say this is F2 and this is A2. So by applying the Pascal's law, F1 over A1 will be equals to F2 over A2. So to find F2, it will be equal to F1 over A1 multiplied by A2. So value of F1 is 80 divided by A1 is 40 multiplied by A2, that is 2. So 0 and 0 cancel, 4 1 is 4, 4 2s are 8. So finally force will be 2 into 2 is 4 Newton. So correct answer is option B. The upthrust force of water acting on a wooden cube of size 10 centimeter immersed completely in the water. So the formula of the upthrust force is equal to rho, g and volume. So density is 1000, the gravity is 10, and the volume will be equal to side multiplied by side into side. So this 10 centimeter can be converted into meter by dividing with 100. So volume of the cube will become zero point 0.1 cube. So after solving this expression, we will get 10 Newton. So option B will be our right answer. Let's see question number 25. A 100-gram mass is suspended from a spring next to the vertical meter rule. The top of the spring is leveled with a 0 mark. The bottom of the spring is leveled with 27.2 mark. The 100-gram mass is replaced with a 600-gram mass. The length of the spring is now this 89.7. The spring has not reached the limit of proportionality. The 600-gram mass is now replaced with 200 mass. What is the length of the spring now? So 100-gram mass attached with a spring, extend the spring with 27.2 centimeter of the extension. So question says that if 200 gram of mass is attached, what will be the extension? So if 100 gives 27.2 centimeter of extension, so 200 gram of mass will give double of this extension. So the correct answer will be 54.4 centimeters. Option D is the right answer. Question number 26. Plasma consists of plasma is a state of matter in which there is a bare electrons and nuclei. So option D is the right answer. Question number 27. The maximum limit up to which stress is applied on the body without deformation is called elastic limit. So after elastic limit, the body is permanently deformed, and after that, the body breaks into two parts. Option B is the right answer. The temperature of the water in a beaker is 40. What is the value in Fahrenheit? So Fahrenheit value is equals to 1.8 C plus 32. So if I substitute 40, 1.8 multiplied by 40 and plus 32. So the correct answer will be 104 degree Fahrenheit. Option B is the right answer. The same material used to make a sphere, cube, and a thin circular plate, and all of them have the same mass. Initially, they are heated to a temperature of 3000 degrees centigrade. Which of these will cool fast? So these three materials have the same mass and they are made up of same material, and they all of three are heated to 3000 degrees centigrade. So cooling process will be faster in metallic plate, because the radiation emitted by this plate will be greater due to its surface area. So correct answer will be option C. Question number 30. Heat was given to a body which raises its temperature by 1 degree centigrade is called specific heat capacity. This is the definition of a specific heat capacity. Option D is the right answer. Statement related to the evaporation is incorrect. Evaporation occurs at any temperature. Evaporation take place within the liquid. Evaporation may change. Temperature may change during evaporation and no bubbles are formed during evaporation. Option C is the right answer. That is the incorrect statement about the evaporation because temperature remains constant. Okay, let's make a correction. No bubbles are formed in the liquid during evaporation. This is correct. Evaporation occurs at all temperature. This is correct. Temperature may change during evaporation because it is a cooling process, so the surface of the liquid becomes cool. Option B is the right answer that evaporation take place within the liquid. That is incorrect because evaporation occurs only at the surface of the liquid. Option B is an incorrect statement, so it is the right answer. Evaporation causes cooling because air molecules cool the surface, molecules of the surface absorb heat energy, air molecules run away with a high speed at low temperature. So, and more energy is given to the surface. So, option C is the right answer because evaporation is a cooling process and a high energy molecule from the surface of the liquid escapes. So, leaving behind a low energy molecule that lowers the temperature of the surface. So, option C is the right answer. Now let's see question number 34. If the length between the hot and cold ends of the solid is larger, what will be the effect on the rate of flow of heat? So rate of flow of heat that is represented by Q over T. Rate is directly proportional to difference in temperature, area and inversely proportional to length. So increasing the length, rate will be smaller. Option B is the right answer. Let's see question number 35. The experiment out is carried out as shown in the given diagram. Ice take long time to melt even though water at the top of the tube is boiling. So as we can see, the heat directly reaches at this end of the tube in which water is boiling, and at the lower end of this test tube we have got a piece of ice. And the fact we know that the two states of matter, same matter exist at one place, the temperature remains constant. But still, they have got three states of matter in this test tube. So before the ice melts, the water begins to boil. Just because the heat reaches this end of the ice very slowly because water is a poor conductor of heat. So option B is the right answer. Due to this water placed between this water and ice, the heat travels very slow due to conduction and the ice will take a longer time to melt. The diagram shows four identical cans with the outside either polished or silver. The painted dull black. Each can contain the same volume of water at 80 degree after 5 minutes in a cool room, which contains the coolest water. So these two lids will prevent the heat from the skin to move inside the room. And these two cans, first and second, these two cans are open lid and dull black surface will helps the heat to emit from the skin. So after 5 minutes, the coolest water will be in can A. So option A is the right answer. All of the following are the factors that affect the rate of transfer from one body, rate of energy transfer from one body to another body. So surface area is directly proportional, surface temperature and the color of the surface. These three are the direct factors of transfer of heat. Option D is the right answer. Equal volume of copper, metal, water, and air are heated equally. Which of the following option shows the correct sequence of increasing order of expansion? So we know that the expansion due to heat or the thermal expansion is more in gases as compared to liquid. So the more expansion will be in air and the least expansion will be in solid. So the increasing order will be air, water, and copper. So option D will become the right answer. Let's see question number 39. The diagram shows some air is trapped in a flask with some volume of water in a thin tube. When a flask is in the student's hand, a small volume of water moves down from P to Q and then to R. Why the small volume of water moves? So the reason is when the student touches the round flask, the glass absorbs the heat from the student's hand and it expands. And due to expansion, the level of the water falls, and then the expansion, due to expansion, it will rise to the point R. So the correct answer is the flask expands because it is solid, and the air expands more than the flask because it is gas. So expansion in gases is more as compared to the expansion in solid. So option D is the right answer. Which of the following is true about the requirement of medium in three processes of heat transfer? So we know that conduction and convection occurs in solid, liquid, and gases, while radiation does not require any medium. So the correct answer for this question will become option C. Next, we have question number 41. The diameter of the steel ball is measured with the help of vernier caliper. The zero of the vernier scale is near to 2.1 centimeter, that is the main scale, and 6 division on the vernier scale. So this is the vernier scale reading. And the vernier caliper has no zero correction. So what is the diameter of the bowl? So let's find out the total reading, that is main scale plus least count multiplied by vernier scale. So the main scale is 2.1, least count is 0.01 centimeter, vernier scale is 6. So 2.1 plus 0.06, that will be equals to 2.16 centimeters. So the correct answer will be option A. Then we have a screw gauge and we have to find the total reading. So the main scale reading is 6.5 and the least count is 0.01 millimeters multiplied by 13. That is the secular scale reading. This is the 13th division. So 6.5 plus 0.13. So the total reading will become 6.63 millimeters. So option C is the right answer. You are given a glass tube to determine its volume. The instrument that will best be choice for the determination of volume will be a vernier caliper, because with the help of vernier caliper we can find the internal depth of the test tube. A metallic rod is pivoted in equilibrium position as shown, and we have to find the value of mass F2. So as we can see, these two forces will produce a clockwise torque while this will produce the anti-clockwise torque. So F2 multiplied by 4 will be equals to 2 multiplied by 3 and 3 multiplied by 8. So 4 times F2 will be equals to 6 plus 24, and F2 will be equals to 30 divided by 4, that is 7.5 newtons. Option B is the right answer. A stone is dropped from the top of the building, which is 180 meters high. The stone hits the ground after 6 seconds. So this is the time we have to find the final velocity. So stone is dropped means that its initial velocity is 0. In this question, g will be equals to 10 meters per second square. So final velocity we have to find in this question. So Vf equals to Vi plus gt, that is the first equation of motion under gravity. So initial velocity is 0, g is 10 and time is 6. So in this way the final velocity of the stone will be equals to 60 meters per second. Option C will be the right answer. The diagram shows how the length of a spring changes when a load of 20 Newton is hung on it. The 20 Newton load is replaced by a weight W. The new length of the spring is 35. What is the value of W? So as we can see that 20 Newton of weight produces 10 centimeter of extension, because this 15 is the original length of the spring, and with the 20 Newton of weight the spring is stretched by 25 centimeter. So this means that 20 Newton force has extended the spring by 10 centimeters. So in this last part, if 15 is the length of the spring and 35 is the total extension, so this means that the expansion is 20 centimeters. So the extension by the weight W is 20 centimeter. So 1 centimeter of extension is produced with the help of 2 Newton. So 20 Newton of extension, 20 centimeter of extension will be produced by how many uh, Newton of forces? So 1 Newton produces 1 centimeter is produced by 2 Newton of force. This means that 20 centimeter of extension will be produced by 2 times 20 uh, Newton of forces, that is equal to 40 Newtons. So the weight hung at the spring at point W is 40 Newtons. In a lab, Bunsen burner is used to increase the temperature of lime from 10 to 50 degrees with a thermal energy of 80,000. The mass of the lime is 20. We have to find the specific heat capacity. So the formula of specific heat capacity is Q over m delta T. The amount of heat is 80,000 of joules. Mass of the lime is 20 and the temperature difference is 40. So the 0 will be cancelled out with the 0. We will get 800 divided by 8. So 81 and 818, we will get 100 kilogram, 100 joules per kg degree centigrade. So the correct answer will be option D. Then we have question number 48. An inextensible massless string goes over a frictionless pulley. Two weight of 100 and 200 attached to the end of the string. The weight is released from wrist and starts moving due to gravity. The tension in the string will be. We have to take the value of G as 9 meters per second square. So in this case, the formula of tension is 2 m1 m2g divided by m1 plus m2. So well, let's find the values of masses of these two objects. Let's see question number 49. A train travels from Milton to Red Valley, stops for 30 minutes, then travels to Leek. How long did it take the train from Milton to Red Valley? So let's say the train starts from here and reaches to Red Valley here. Then the train stops for 30 minutes and then travels to Leek. So this is the starting point, that is Milton, and this is the first stop, that is at Reedville, and from Reedville after the stop of 30 minutes it reaches to Leek. How long did the train to travel to Milton to Red Valley? So it starts at 5 and it ends at 7. So to reach from Milton to Reed Valley, the train takes 2 hours. And if we find the time from Milton to leak, it reaches at 10:30. So this means that 5 hours and 30 minutes the train takes to reach from Milton to leak. So let's make a correction here. We will find the time from Milton to leak. Starting point as Milton and the final point as leak, that is that the train reaches at 10:30. So the total time it takes is 5 hours and 30 minutes. So option A becomes the right answer. Now let's see question number 50. Ice at -10 is heated at a constant rate until it becomes water at +10. Which of the following graph shows how the temperature changes with time? So when there is a piece of ice at -10 degree, it will increase its temperature till it becomes 0 degree centigrade. And after it becomes 0, the temperature will remain constant, and at this point it will be ice, and at 0 degree it will be ice plus water. And after 0 to 10 degrees centigrade, the substance will only be water. So we know that ice changes into water at 0 degrees centigrade. So from -10 to 0 degrees, the temperature of the ice will increase, then it will remain constant because of the melting process. After that, its temperature increases till +10 degrees. So the correct graph shown in this question is option B.